Wargaming have messed something up once again on World of Tanks console. No real surprise, but let's cover all of the update news along with this kind of false thing that Wargaming made, and then a load of players exploited it. There's been a glitch, and essentially you could have got billions of silver from doing it. Well, let's have a look. So, for those of you that didn't know, when the update where Major Butch Allen could actually be released into World of Tanks console, you were available to actually pick it up for 0 gold. Now, for those of you that know, all of the premium/hero commanders can be sold. Now, effectively what people were doing was that they were buying Major Butch Allen, selling him for the 600,000 silver that you could do, or 660,000 silver here, Wargaming have explained, and then you would get that silver, and then you could purchase the commander again, sell it for silver, keep doing that, and one player decided that it was a brilliant idea and that he would never get caught for actually putting 1.2 billion silver onto his account. Yeah, I don't know who this person was, but that was a very silly mistake, because if you did it maybe 10, 15, 20 times, they probably wouldn't have bothered with kind of figuring it out. But obviously, when you've literally added 1.2 billion onto there, then they're going to find that out very easily. And yeah, it's not good look for the game. Wargaming made the mistake. You should probably not take it the advantage and take the piss, basically, by completing it 1,900 times. So don't worry, these players will not be maintaining the amount of silver that they earn, and in fact, all of the silver that was obtained through this exploit will be removed, or at least that's what Wargaming have said, because that's kind of one of Wargaming's typical statements. I expect that for those of you that maybe did it like 2 times, they're probably not going to bother going onto your account and removing it. Maybe it's like a server-wide thing that anyone that actually bought it for 0 gold just wouldn't get it. I don't know how Wargaming are going to do it, but that's what they're going to try and do. And of course, what if people spent that 1.2 billion silver, so they're not going to have the silver on the account? How are they going to work it? I don't know. But yeah, definitely Wargaming are going to try and fix it. It is a massive bug. Obviously, it affects the entire kind of economy in terms of everyone's accounts being able to unlock like all of the tier 10s and stuff like that, all of the Cold War vehicles. Yeah, I don't know how it's all going to be sorted, but of course, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Did you actually do it? Did you not? I mean, for me, I would never do this. I don't think I would ever condone anyone doing it. It's kind of pointless, takes away from the fact of even playing the game, and having premium tanks and Cold War makes you a shit ton of silver anyway, so there's not really any point, in my personal opinion, that I would ever actually do this. But for those of you maybe casual players, maybe you took advantage of this, but yeah, definitely something that I wouldn't recommend, especially since it's like an exploit or whatever. It's basically Wargaming mess it up, and then they're like saying, oh, you shouldn't have actually taken advantage of the mess up. Yeah, I kind of get what they mean, but equally, don't make the mess up in the first place. But nonetheless, for those of you that didn't take advantage of this, it's not the end of the world. You can actually receive the Major Butch Allen for free by the end of the week. So this may already be in the game right now, so that's good. And during the time that they are removing the silver and obtained commanders, all affected players will be locked out of the game for this period, and process can take up to 24 hours before they actually release you back onto your account. So if you've been locked out, it's probably because you took advantage of this, and so I don't necessarily feel all too bad of you, but yeah, if that's what has happened, it's probably because of that. Now then, that's not the only thing that we have this week. Of course, that was Wargaming's little, well, quite big mess up. But nonetheless, what we have seen is that today they had a small issue preventing us from enabling the ×5 bonus in the morning. Team was quickly available to do this, and they've extended the ×5 XP until Wednesday at 10 a.m. So Wednesday morning. So this is fantastic. It's really, really great for you guys who want to take advantage of this. And to all our players in the US and Canada, they wish you a safe and happy 4th of July. Happy Canada Day. And to everyone else, enjoy the weekend with the XP bonus. Obviously, brilliant time to actually grind through and use it to kind of go through a load of your tanks. In fact, if you want to actually find out what this event is, well, effectively it's a ×5 event for the first win on each of your vehicle that you play. So if you've got a ton of like various different tanks that you're trying to grind through and actually get yourself, then what you want to do is play every single tank line that you're grinding up during every single day. It resets daily, so every single day you'll be able to get 5 times XP. Effectively, you've got like 4 days worth of ×5 XP on one singular tank, and of course if you're playing like 40 different tanks, you could get 40 lots of 4, which is going to give you 160 times more XP than what you would have got from just literally playing the game, or 160 extra games worth of XP, I should say, not 160 times. But yeah, it's going to be really, really great for you to actually take advantage of this. And whether you're in Cold War or World War II mode, you can use it. So that's what probably a couple of you have been taking advantage of. So make sure that you continue that over the weekend. And then in terms of the actual update news that we have for next week, there's quite a bit. And we're going to actually see the kind of previous week's statistics come in from Wargaming in terms of the new Cold War Independent Alliance tanks. Now, to begin with, I thought these tanks are going to be pretty mediocre, and we're probably seeing it mainly because of the M50 Sherman. With a 50.47% win rate, no surprise there, it's probably a very terrible tank, considering it has the lowest alpha damage of any Cold War tank, I believe, and it has no armour and basically useless in multiple different ways. Other than that, as you move through the tech tree, appears like they get pretty solid. I mean, they're 56% win rate on average, probably between all of them. Couple at like 53, but it looks like they're performing okay. Obviously, it's the brand new release, so a lot of the kind of veteran players are going to be jumping on and playing them, and that will skew the win rates quite a bit. Whereas, like the more advanced players who have like a ton of free XP, who have a ton of silver and don't have to grind it, just jump into the tanks and continuously farm them all out to get to the top tier tank in Cold War. But make sure that kind of you take that into account when looking at the statistics. Not all statistics are the same, as we did a video on statistics a while back where maybe you shouldn't necessarily take into consideration some of them, but there we go. Obviously, the new commanders and the Major Butch Allen glitch, that was a brilliant addition last week, but there we go. Ops, challenges and events, there was the introduction of the Tusk and Long Bomb. Long Bomb is actually something that I am grinding towards. I'm not going to bother with the Tusk, I can't really be arsed. It's a Sheridan effectively with the AMX-13 105 hull. I mean, it's probably better than the Sheridan maybe, but yeah, I don't want to grind out like a 2 million XP contract to be able to do it. The Long Bomb is far more easier to do. And then in addition, you've got the premium bonus where you can get 50% more silver and XP on every single battle playing in the Cranvar, the E50M and the Object 263, so you can take advantage of that. And actually, if you really want to smash out these lines, the Swedish heavy tanks, the German medium tanks, or the armoured medium tanks, and then of course the 263, now is the best time to do it. 50% more XP plus the ×5 XP on the first win of the day. You're going to be getting 550% more XP on the first win of the day. You add in a ×5 XP boost that some of you might have lying around from various different seasons and stuff. You can get effectively nearly 1050% more XP in your first win, which is amazing, and you're going to earn so much XP. You could get easily like 20,000 XP in one singular game if you have a good game and you win. Obviously depends on if you win or not, but yeah, this is a brilliant time to actually grind through tech trees. Then there's the Canada Day and Independence Day celebrations that are currently going on as of yesterday or a couple of days ago, and that lasts until July 11th. We've got the on-track event to the US Tech Tree, which is available as well, so you can grab all of the US Tech Trees. I think it's something like 50% off between tiers 3 and tier 6, and then 30% off between tiers 7 and tiers 10, so it's an amazing time to grind some of those as well, and in fact get some of those tanks that maybe you had previously and you want to use some silver that you've recently earned or whatever it might be from taking advantage of the premium bonus. Now, In addition, we've got the Brave and Free tank earn-op, which is of course the one where you can earn the Grizzly, you can get the Cries of K, the Vengeance, or the Freedom. So you can pick between one of those three. So you can earn the Grizzly. Then what you can do is you then choose the second premium tank, tier 8 tank that you can get, and that they are the HMH Cries of K, the Vengeance, and the Freedom. So pick whichever one you think is going to be the best, along with some inscriptions and stuff like that. Got times 5 XP weekend right now, and also the Mars attacks is back, which I did a little video on. It was just mainly to showcase the mode and kind of have it there for future reference if anyone wants to go back and have a look at what the Mars mode was actually like. And then of course we've got the sales where you can pick up the tier 10 on sale, which is the 121B, the Quillin, the 279E, the FE4201 Chieftain, and the VK. And obviously there's the major holiday sales, which I think is 30% off all premium tanks in the premium tech tree that aren't like limited edition kind of content or licensed tanks and stuff like that. And then the fixes this week, you can get gun barrel, blah, blah, blah. You can pause the video here if you want to look at the actual fixes that came in this week. But more importantly, what is coming next week? Well, next week features the new World War II Premium, the Orthrus KV4 KTTS multi-turret, because of course they don't already have a KV4, then they brought in the KV4 KTTS, and now they're bringing in another premium, which is a KV4 KTTS with multi-turrets, because why not just upgrade the standard premium and re-release it like that way? But instead, let's make a new tank that you have to purchase to be able to use the multi-turreted feature. Not entirely very fun on that. But nonetheless, there's also a multi-turreted tank mastery challenge where you can earn a unique medal, boosters and the key card. You've also got the Brothers in Arms and Platoon Up kind of things where you can get a basically 5% bonus to silver XP and crew earnings when you're playing in a platoon. And then in addition to that, when you're playing in that platoon, if you manage to win 100 battles over the period of time that it runs, then you can get a top secret key card. And then there's a boot camp challenge where you can earn one of the most broken tier 6 tanks in my personal opinion, especially if you're a player that knows camo, how to play, and also using like alpha and stuff like that. And if you are a fan of the Hellcat from the tech tree, then the Hellcat 105 is disgusting. It's a tank that actually has premium rounds that are better in every single way. It doesn't just get the premium penetration buffs that you usually get with premium ammo, it also gets more damage with the premium ammo, and it's actually faster shell velocity as well, because why the hell would you fire standard in this thing unless you literally just didn't have the money to fire the premium rounds? And 9 times out of 10, because you're firing the premium rounds, you're penning and you're dealing damage more often, which means that you earn more silver. So actually firing the premium rounds doesn't actually cost you any silver, and actually it's better to use them than to not use them for the amount of silver that you'll be earning. Plus it does give you a premium bonus as well. So for anyone wanting a tier 6 that's going to be broken, the Bootcamp Challenge is something that you will want to do on World of Tanks console this week and throughout the next month. I think it's going to be available. We've then also got the Tanks Reforged returning, and that is the Leopard 1 medium line. So the Leopard 1 has had improved top speed and accuracy on the move. The guns had its alpha increased from 240 to 280, and that impacts the Leopard PTA, the Indian Panzer, the Ram Panzer and Dread Dozer, the Panzer 58 Mutz and Wraith, and then there's also the following vehicles are having their stock guns removed due to poor performance, because why the hell have they got such terrible stock guns? And that is the VK302D, the Object 704 and the Batchat 25T, along with the TVP VTU. Yes boys, we have finally got the TVP VTU less bad to begin with. I mean, even when it's fully upgraded it's terrible, but nonetheless the stock grind of the TVP, I feel terrible for you guys. But nonetheless, it's getting reforged and you'll get a much better gun straight away rather than having to have the terrible one. And then the Holland Hund and Brazilian Bulldog are going to have an improved engine to make them just a little bit more light tank-like, because of course they are very like medium tank-esque light tanks, if that makes sense. They're pretty heavy, pretty immobile comparatively to other light tanks, of course better than mediums, but yeah, you get my drift. And then there's more as well happening, but we'll cover that as soon as the update drops, and also when Wargaming drop the information, so stay tuned on the channel for that. The next reforged hint is medium T dashes. So Make of that what you will. I'm not going to comment. I want to see what you guys actually think that this is, because I don't want to give it all away, but leave them in the comment section down below. What does medium T dashes actually mean? What does it refer to? Let me know in the comment section down below. And then we have the Star Festival Challenge, where you can earn silver and an emblem. Usually it's like 100,000 silver and an emblem. It's nothing fantastic. And then tanks for free. We've got the MBT 70, and this is free XP, I should note, not free. But the M50 Ontos, the T55A, the T72 Ural, the Defender and the Diamondback, you can buy them all for free XP next week. And then we've also got a few kind of fixes next week, which include a fix to address the filter freeze. And there's still more issues around this. And then there's the fixed issue with the Type 63-1 repair costs. So that'll be sorted out. And then obviously there's been a weekly shout out where Burkis and Clash of Cedric 05 destroyed 15 enemies in a single battle during the Mars mode. And then someone managed to deal 7,500 damage in a single battle. That's mad. Then there was 2,138 spotted damage. Well, spotted assist. That's actually crazy considering the game mode is so close quarters. There's also did 1,066 max track assist in a battle, blocked 1,700 damage in a battle. I have no idea how he managed that. Morning Eclipse travelled 6,190 meters in a single battle as well, so pretty long ways. And then milestones, somehow Banjo 518 has managed to grind their way through 170,000 battles of this game. By the time I get to 170,000 battles, I will probably be dead. So yeah, I don't think I will ever get there. I'm at like 24,000 and I genuinely find this game terrible at some points. So grinding 170,000 times, or at least 6 times, well, nearly 7 times what I've already done. Yeah, big props to you, because I have no idea how you've done that, and yeah, I just wouldn't even have the time to grind through that many battles, let alone actually get there as well through the sanity that this has probably caused you, or insanity I should say. Questions, you can check out the stream from Wargaming if you want to go in detail with more questions. But we'll give a brief overview of a couple. And then this is the tank, the KV4 KTTS, that's the multi-turreted. I don't know if Wargaming are going to release the multi-turreted to the actual KV4 KTTS, not this Orthrus version that they've got. But yeah, let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this tank, albeit it's new but not actually new. It's Wargaming's typical. And then there's some stream questions. Can you add a weekly free commander op? Wargaming is saying maybe. Is there any way you can implement Twitch drops? They'd love to do it. It did it in the past, but it's super difficult to implement, and I think if I asked the team again, they might groan. But they did have it back in the day, because I remember you were able to pick up a Twitch Prime camo that I've never applied to any of my tanks. You were able to pick up a free premium tier 8 tank, the T34. The kind of the tier 8 kind of traditional old heavy tank that we had. Can we get an armor buff for the machine, mainly the turret? What? No, please, no, don't, please, no. That we'll get a ticket out and look at this. Are you making more training missions? Literally, whoever asked for this, it's literally a better version of the TVP T5051, and that has armor, so it can actually bounce around. So if you're wanting more armor, like what are you saying? You want a better TVP T5051 and then make it even better? No, absolutely not. The fact that this tank should even want an armor buff, get out. Are you making more training missions? Yes, they're going to develop similar missions to Proving Grounds, and they're looking to do better things. This was actually really good. I think that this will help new players massively, but there's still a lot more that I would rather see Wargaming do, like improve or implement a assistant that will help you around the garage, like what crew skills should you get on this light tank that I'm playing, what are the typical ones that you want to get. Should I have Sixth Sense first? Yes. Assistant, obviously you can turn off the assistant if you want to. That would be much better. I think it would allow people to kind of be like, oh, I'm playing a light tank. This skill is different from the one that they're showing me on the heavy tank. Therefore, maybe I should be using this on my light tanks. Oh, I want to use whatever perks I want. I don't want to listen to this assistant. Okay, you can turn it off. Like, I think that would be really good. Can we get +1, -1 matchmaker soon? No plans, and our recent matchmaking changes don't work with +1, -1 anymore. So no, that will be no coming out anymore. Yeah, I don't know. +1 is -1 is just never going to work on console. I think those of you gunning for it, it's never going to happen. So just, I don't know, just accept it or just stop playing World of Tanks console, because it's probably an easier option. Are we going to ever see Marks of Excellence on the M50 Ontos? Possibly in the future, as we're trying to currently get Marks of Excellence on multi-turret / barrel tanks. Can we get the Kranvang hero skin? There'll be a ticket for that, so yes, that might come in the future. Any plans on adding Japanese or Korean main battle tanks? Yes, there is plans, and Japanese might be late 2022 or early 2023. What is the physical medal not available for researching every tier 10 tank? The mold / die is gone. We don't have the ability to make them anymore. What is the tank of the month for July? Patriot T26E5. So this is the tank that you can earn for free. Sorry, not for free. You can pay $9.99, that is, or like £8 or something like that to be able to get it. When will any of the tanks from What Blitz? If there's any you want, please contact T Kane or KB and let them know. Obviously you can do that on Discord, or alternatively probably on Twitter, but you would be much better off actually going on Discord and doing it that way. You can just find the Discord server if you type in World of Tanks console Discord. Obviously if you don't have an account, just make one and you'll be able to see all of this news and information as well. And any word of the Panzer V-4 aka Ram Panzer being changed to tier 6, let me bring this up again with the team. Basically, Wargaming don't want to change this because they know it's going to annoy a load of people, but equally it's actually toxic for any new players in the game. This tank is actually disgusting and should be a tier 6, but Wargaming are too scared that they're going to offend some people, when really, if you're going to quit over the fact that the broken tank that you've been playing for 7 years is actually going to get moved to a tier where it should be, then maybe you shouldn't be playing this game anyway. So that's my take on it. I know it's a pretty harsh one, but this is terrible for all new players. It's terrible for any old players that want to jump down and play tier 5, because even when you're a player that's played as much as me, if I'm in something like a tier 5 Sherman and you're playing up against the same tier heavy tank with double your hit points pretty much, and it can ram you for full health, what in the actual... That's like playing tier 10. You're playing in you're dozing around in your little FV4202, and then suddenly this weird heavy tank that has double your hit points rams you for full health. Imagine that at the beginning of the game. You'd be absolutely fuming and you'd be crying about it, and Wargaming would definitely remove it. But because it's a premium tank and people have paid money for it, it's absolutely fine. Yeah, get this out of the game. It shouldn't even be in there. I mean, yeah, change it to tier 6 will probably make the tank pretty bad, but there we go. It shouldn't be in tier 5 anyway. So yeah, looking forward to Wargaming actually responding to this. But once again, I hold absolutely zero hope that this will do anything. They've said it about 20 times that the Panzer V-4 is broken, it's way too overpowered, it's too strong, blah 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 blah, we're going to change it. And then what happens on the day that it's supposed to get changed? Oh, we've had some other feedback and now we're not going to do anything. Happens every single time. It's not going to happen again, I can guarantee it. Don't even think that the Panzer V-4 is going to be changing it anytime soon. And then when will we get double-barreled tanks? Unfortunately, these have been pushed back from near the end of the year to early 2023. I'm absolutely fuming. I actually want the double-barreled Soviet heavies. Unfortunately, they won't be coming because they're probably pushed up some of the other tanks in the game from Cold War instead. So there you go. Quite a bit of information. Obviously, you don't have to agree with me on the case of the 5-4, etc., and some of the other things that I've said, but that is the whole point about making discussion videos and update news, kind of overviews and stuff like that. So yeah, leave your discussions, your comments, your stuff in the comment section down below, and everyone can see them, and hopefully everyone can kind of have a good little chin wag down there. But thank you very much for watching the video. Of course, thank you very much for everyone for kind of supporting me through this channel. We're at 11,000 subscribers now, which is mad, genuinely mad, and it's been about a year and a half now, I think, of doing videos very regularly. It was like a whole year and 3 months of pretty much daily videos. We've kind of toned it down a little bit now. It was becoming far too kind of time intensive for me, and of course making sure that its longevity is there, I think is definitely more about making sure that I can do it every other day at least. And of course, if there's anything interesting that you want me to cover, then I will add that into the weekly kind of rota as well. But yeah, I'm kind of working on some other things in the background. I'm looking to do a history channel at some point soon, but that is kind of on the back burner for those of you that are actually interested in that sort of thing. It will be coming eventually, but nonetheless, hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. That's enough about me, and I hope you have a fantastic July 4th for those of you guys interested in any of that. And of course, for you non-Americans, a great Canadian Day if you're Canadian, and for those of you that aren't either of those, then congratulations, have a fantastic weekend instead. So yeah, thank you, and I will see you there. Goodbye.